Says I'm alive. I am alive. I am alive. That's, I guess I am. Yeah. So here we are. Good God. Good God morning. Yeah. Live for the first time in 2 days. Yes, yes. And you know what? I am feeling some kind of way about that. Yes. Who am I? I am Rosa J, doing it God's way each and every day. And that's my only way. And sometimes I struggle. Yes. Yes. Sometimes I struggle. Sometimes I'm all up in my head. Sometimes I want to talk to someone, but I don't call anyone. Sometimes I crucify myself. Yes. And what does that mean? Yeah. What does that mean? Sometimes I take myself through mental challenges only because I'm up in my head, my space up there. Come on out of there, Rosa. It's not, it's dangerous to be up there without the grace of God or just in your physical self, you know? Sometimes it's dangerous. Sometimes you go through some stuff unnecessarily. You know, sometimes it just happens like that, right? It's, you know, sometimes it's there for many different reasons, um, and they're very different. My thing this week again was one of my spiritual mothers passed, and I was all in my head, and I still am a little sad because you know those folks that help you get better in life eventually have to leave this plane called Earth, and it saddens you. Even though you may not see them all the time, but the mere idea that they are here gives you solace, right? But then when the time comes and their journey is done here on Earth, it's overwhelming. And I want to say it's over freaking whelming because it is, it can be. But that's a way of, again, crucifying myself. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I should have called. Oh, I should have been there. But let's get off that boat, right? And let's get into prayer. Father God, thank you. Thank you for waking me up this morning, waking us up. Thank you for allowing us to get up, to think of you, Father God, to plan our day, Father God, to give you praise and worship in doing it. Father God, thank you. Thank you for the calmness of you through this journey called today. Thank you for becoming aware of us, that we are the only ones that can really put us up on the cross, you know, punish us mentally, emotionally, and physically. For what? For you forgive us, Father God, therefore we should forgive ourselves. Yes, but sometimes it's difficult and sometimes we just need your help, Lord. We are not alone, even though we may be in a space by ourselves. We are never alone. So let us grasp on to that idea that you are always with us, that the Spirit of Jesus and God and all the master teachers are always with us, that our angels are always with us, that no matter how we may feel, we can get over it and let all angst and anxiety go. Father, help us to do this, Lord. Help us to relieve our inside anxieties. Mm. And if we're trying hard to let go of something, allow it to be in ease and elegance. Oh, Holy Spirit, wrap us up. Keep us tight. Push us forward in ease and excellence. And allow us to keep our eyes on you. And if we cry, let us cry because we realize that this is what must be done. Bless all those people who have moved on, all the spirits that have left this plane or left the body that they housed for years, and allow their spirit to shine through. Let's healing take over, Father God. Let joy take over, Father God. Let relief and peace take over. Healing be our pleasure today. And we say this says, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. Ashe. And so it is. Yes. So anyway, let me get myself together. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part of this. And as I said on Friday, that I was going to actually come from the I Am Affirmation page, which I did not, because I can't share it out. So I'm still struggling with that, right? I'm still struggling with that. But I'm going to share it. And I'm going to say and ask you to please go to the I Am Affirmation page and join, because I want to actually work in this group. And I want my friends and people who see this post, who have been watching this post for a while, to go there and join, so that when it gets to when it gets to the point where I am actually coming from that page only, you'll be a part of it, because I won't be able to share it on my personal page or anywhere else. That's what I found out on Friday. That's why I'm back here today. So anyway, people, so let's begin. So the idea for today is difficult but easy, right? Difficult but easy. Is there a possibility of it to be both of those? I think so. What do you think? It says, it can be but myself I crucify. It can be only me that crucifies me. No one else has that ability or that right, really. It can only be. It can be but myself I crucify. Remember, Jesus Christ was crucified by other people, right? He put himself in. Even in that, he asked for forgiveness, and he knew that that was his journey that he had accepted, right? So what does that mean? It can be, but myself I crucify. I kind of want to think that if I see something in somebody else's and I'm talking about them in a negative, I'm actually talking about me. Perhaps that might be. Or if I'm attacking something or someone that I have angst and anxiety about, I'm only attacking myself. I know that might be difficult to understand or difficult to wrap your head around, but I guarantee you, by the time you finish listening to and saying these ideas from A Course in Miracles, things will look different to you. And even in such, it is all about learning how. And that's it, that's all. My brother's favorite statement. That's it, that's all. But we keep learning. We keep getting better. We keep growing so that we can just instantaneously forgive and love. So let's see what the Course has to say. When this is firmly understood and kept in full awareness, it can be, but myself I crucify. You will not attempt to harm yourself, nor make your body slave to vengeance. You will not attack yourself. You will realize that to attack another is but to attack yourself. You will be free of the insane belief that to attack a brother saves yourself. Don't we do that sometimes? Or we blame them. That's the same thing as attack. And you will understand this safety is your own. We do that because of fear. We do that. And in his healing, you are healed. Stop it. Perhaps at first, you will not understand how mercy, limitless and with all things held in its sure protection, can be found in the idea we practice for today. It can be, but myself I crucify. It may, in fact, appear to be a sign that punishment can never be escaped because of evil under what it sees as threat. It is quickly cited the truth to save its life. Yes. Yet, must it fail to understand that and the truth it uses, but you can learn to see these foolish applications and deny the meaning they appear to have. Yeah, we do. How can I crucify myself? Really? Yes, you can. Yes, you do. You always, until we get into a better space in our being, in our spirit, where we become aware of the things we say and do towards others and towards ourselves unconsciously. But now we're becoming conscious. Now we're becoming aware. Thus, do you also teach your mind that you are not an ego, right? We're not. Ego on the negative has a bad effect on us. It does some things to us and around us and brings stuff to us, but we have to take control and become aware of what's going on in our head and in our hearts. For the ways in which the ego would distort the truth will not deceive you any longer. You will not believe you are a body to be crucified, and you will, within today's idea, the light you'll see of resurrection. looking past all thoughts of crucifixion and of death to thoughts of liberation of life. Mm. In the grand scheme of things, life and liberation is from foolish thoughts that the general public want to believe. Yes. Today's idea is one step we take in leading us from bondage to the state of perfect freedom. Let us take this step today that we may quickly go the way salvation shows us, taking every step in its appointed sequence as the mind relinquishes its burdens one by one. It is not time we need for this, but it is willingness. Willingness. We must be willing to realize and stop crucifying ourselves. For what would seem to need 1,000 years can easily be done in just one instant by the grace of God. Ask Him. Ask Him. Ask for grace. Ask for understanding. Ask God for assistance. It's just the way it is. In one instant, things can change. Mm. The dreary, hopeless, hopeless thought that you can make attacks on others and escape yourself has nailed you to the cross. Perhaps it seems to be salvation, yet it merely stood for the belief of fear of God. That's it. Is real. Not the fear of God. Fear of God is not real. That's not the truth. And what is that but hell? Who could believe his father is his deadly enemy, separate from him and waiting to destroy life and blot him from the universe without the fear of hell upon his heart? Mm. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Far from the truth. Such is the form of madness you believe. If you accept the fear thought, you can attack another and be free yourself until this form is changed. There is no hope. Until you see that this at least must be entirely impossible. How could there be escape? And the fear of God is real to everyone who thinks this thought is true. And he will not perceive this foolishness for Eve or even see that it is there, so that there will be possible to question it. To question it at all, its form must first be changed to at least as much as will permit fear of retaliation to abate, and the responsibility return to some extent to you. Take responsibility. Don't blame. From there, you can at least consider if you want to go along this painful path until this shift has been accomplished. Mm, You cannot perceive that it is but your thoughts that bring you fear, and your deliverance depends on you. Change your perception and you change your world. Be aware of your thoughts and change them. It's your responsibility. So, our next step will be easy if you take this one today, just by saying the idea over and over. From there, we go ahead quite rapidly. For once you understand this is impossible, it is impossible that you can be hurt except by your own thoughts. The fear of God must disappear. You cannot then believe that fear is caused without, that means outside of yourself. And God, whom you had thought to banish, can be welcomed back within your holy mind. He never lied. Salvation song can certainly be heard in the idea we practice today. It can be, but it can but be you who crucifies you. I apologize. I know this too, right? It can be but myself I crucify. That's all. Say that. See, because the reality is it can be but you crucify. Only you. You did not hurt the world and need not fear that vengeance and pursuit. The world's not going to pursue you. The world's not going to ask you for vengeance. It's you. Nor need you hide terror from the deadly fear of God. Projection hides behind. Right? God's going to get you. No, he's not. He'll protect you. He'll show you a different way. The things you dread the most is your salvation. You are strong, and in this strength, you want. That's what it is that you want. And you are free and glad of freedom. You have sought to be both weak and bound, but you feared your strength and freedom. So you kept yourself in bondage. Let it go. Salvation does lie within. Freedom is your choice. There is an instant in which terror seems to grip your mind. Oh my God. So holy that escape appears quite hopeless when you realize once and for all that it is you fear. I fear myself. I fear my freedom. I fear my strength. I fear. And then the world proceeds to make it so. Come on out of there. When you are like this, then your mind fears or perceives it as split, good and bad. And this has been concealed while you believed you were being attacked. Right? Come on now. Return from the outside and go within. It seems to be an enemy outside you that you had to fear. And thus a God outside of yourself became your total enemy, the source of fear. Did we not create this being outside of ourselves? God is in us. God is our source in us. We nurture that. We massage that idea. And we don't crucify ourselves. Now, for an instant, is a hardened, oh, now for an instant is a murderer perceived within you, eager for your death, intent on plotting punishments for you until the time when it can kill at last. No, I don't want that. Yet, in this instant, is the time as well in which salvation comes, for fear of God has disappeared, and you can tell and call on him to save you from illusions by his love, calling him Father and yourself his Son. Pray that the instant may be soon. Today, step back from fear. Make advances to love. There is no thought of God that does not go with you to help you reach that in an instant. And to go beyond it quickly, surely, and forever. When the fear of God is gone, there is no obstacle that can still remain between you and the holy peace of God. How could and how can, how kind and merciful is the idea we practice. Give it welcome, as it should. For it is your release. It is indeed what your mind you can try to crucify, yet your redemption too will come from you. Yes. Freedom comes from you. Redemption comes from you. Life is amazing, and so are you. I thank you for coming. I thank you for being here. I appreciate you no matter what. Be ever so blessed. Hit some of the links in the description, my YouTube page. Subscribe. The group. Join the group. Be ever so blessed. Namaste. Namaste.